Okay.
So this is my recording. Let me see more.
It says
Allow
recording.
record. Yeah, it's recording.
There you go. Host allows you to record this meeting.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. So we got 6th of May. $1998.
What's up, Bowie?
You eating mac and cheese?
No thanks. Okay.
You should play Xbox with me.
Why?
Because I'm gonna try to get a Roshua on. And we might be able to play like GTA and Minecraft.
I'm kind of doing something right now.
Recording?
I'm actually in a video call with one of my friends.
We'll tell them you're hanging out with me.
Can't really do that, Bob. I'm hanging out with him right now.
Then stop.
Yeah, no. Maybe another time.
Say that every other time, and then I don't get another time.
It's okay, just breathe.
Yeah, I know. He's just a bit much.
Yeah.
He wonders
People.
why. He wonders why I don't want to play with him when he's constantly like that.
You attract more flies with honey, right?
Attract what?
Attract more flies with honey.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
Okay, so
Oh, seeking freedom, aren't we? Okay, so I got my Bible, the Gene Key book. Let me take a look at what's going on here. So unity, orientation, dislocation, you got that in 2 of your gene keys. So it looks like your life's work and your relationships will always, they'll always coincide. So for you, your life is really closely tied with your relationships that are around you.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. Discord discernment. Man, it's like after a while, like all of the gene keys, like all of the charts just start looking similar. Mm-hmm. Okay, so within this life, you are here to learn the lessons for yourself, as we've already went through. You are a changer. You're here to experience things, and you will always be pulled in different directions and always have multiple tasks going on at once. And you are here to experience this world through other people's impacts. So you are going to be meeting people who are impactful, who have the voice, who are fixers, who are here to fix things, because you are here to fix things as well. Your purpose is to be a fixer. And that fixing mentality of going in and bringing something that is not in harmony and bringing it up to harmony, that's going to be your experiences that you will bring in.
Did my camera stop?
Yes, it did.
Oh, dang it. Now I'm having the issue.
It's okay. I heard that there's Mercury retrograde sometime happening this month. Hopefully it wasn't this weekend, because this weekend was so eventful. I hate to think that I messed up on my communication.
Mercury retrograde?
Yeah. Have you heard of that?
No.
So when we first found out that our planet actually revolves around the sun, that's when we were able to discern that this is the reason why we see some planets moving backwards, like Mars, like Pluto, like Mercury, like Venus. They're going forwards and then they stop and they start going backwards. So when they go backwards, we call it retrograde. And they continue going forwards. It's just from our position, from our planet, they look like they're going backwards. because we're all revolving around Earth at a different speed. So Mercury retrogrades about 3 times a year. And during that time, some chaos breaks over. We have higher frequency of accidents, communication breakdowns. At the same time, it's all about everything that starts with RE. So it's like rest, rejuvenate, reassess, revalue. They recommend not signing any impactful documents. They recommend traveling without, not delays, traveling without connecting flights, because the higher chance of missing connecting flight is during a Mercury retrograde. And there's also delays in traffic. There's, like I said, accidents happen, and it's been very prevalent. And there is time, I think, when we had Mercury retrograde in in February happened. And that's when I was on a conference in Florida. And I remember driving to work, I'm like, why is there so much traffic? Like, why are there cars? Like, why are there accidents? And then when I was in conference, the screen went out in the middle of somebody's presentation. I'm like, what the hell is going on? And then I look on through Facebook, and one of my witch friends is like, oh yeah, we're almost done with Mercury retrograde. I was like, oh. It's like those things coincide.
In February, you said?
Mm-hmm.
I remember there being a ton of traffic in February. Like, oh my, it wasn't funny.
Mm-hmm.
Oh Lord, yeah.
Yep. And it's usually that's the time. Dislocation, rotation, unity. I actually got this in my I Ching reading today.
Mm-hmm. So, like, where's the chart thingy? You're gonna pull it up and like?
Oh, of course. I'm sorry. I should share the screen. Let's see. We need Chrome. Okay, here. I hope you can see this.
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah. And I see you on the side there.
Yes. I just brought it up so that we can actually see each other.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So on the worst day, you feel dislocated, in entropy, you're having discord, and you're experiencing division, probably within family.
Yep.
So the first 4 spheres, they're dictated by the day you're born. The other spheres are dictated by other things.
Oh, like the first 4 on the outside, and then it goes inside.
Yeah, and then it goes inside. So this is the gifts that you were born with. You will always come back to them. They make a core part of your personality. Then
virtue?
Where do you see?
At the bottom?
Yeah, the purpose, yeah. So the purpose is to breach the division, provide guidance, and lift it up to through virtues. So essentially becoming a virtuous person and leaving an impact.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, then it goes through the love sequence, then it goes through success and prosperity sequence. So with unity being your life's work, chances are, more often than not, instead of figuring out exactly where you stand, instead of being oriented exactly where you are, you either end up being lost or regimented. So by lost, it's in case of repressed nature, it means being out of alignment with whatever is going on with your universal destiny. And at the same time, when it's regimented, so it's so controlled that it's essentially it revolves around such a controlled blind belief that you start losing the faith that you just know that things are happening.
Mm-hmm.
So within your life, it's about figuring out how to figure your way to orient with whatever is going on, and figure out how to lose not the boundaries, but the unnecessary structure around the things that you're working with, because you are here to experience things. And if you do not allow yourself to actually dive into it and experience the pleasures of this world, essentially you're going to get bored, and you're going to get lost. So for you, it's about knowing that you can pull away anytime and do whatever the hell you desire, because you're here to fulfill your desires.
That's pretty accurate to how I am about everything. Like, one of my favorite games actually is Minecraft, and it's like I like it because you can basically take it and do whatever you want.
Yeah, that's
It's
exactly
yeah.
exactly what's going on here. And I love this gene key here. So when you're going to be working on getting your success, you're going to help people get out of victim mentality and experience the true freedom. So the people that are in that type of work, so it looks like you may be managing like resorts or managing a retreat center where people can come in and disconnect, or managing a group where people can come in and learn about their mind, their pathways, to show them that they don't have to be victims to who they are. They can actually embrace who they are and get more power out of it.
That's kind of what I'm trying to do with my YouTube channel. Like, I just want people to be able to come and hang out and be whoever they are.
Yeah, that's the way it works. It's just showing them that it's like the victim mentality is just a constriction of your own mind, and it's a construction of your own mind. It's meant to have us divided, and through that you will learn how to unify them, under one umbrella. So
Sorry, I'm off of a nap, so I'm going to be
get
yawning a
some
lot.
coffee.
I don't drink coffee.
Yeah, this is like my first cup. My honey got it for me this morning. I think the last time I had coffee was last week for the first time in 2 months.
Jeez. I'm more of a soda type person. Yep,
Yeah,
Mountain Dew right
that
there.
will kill you faster.
Yeah, but I mean,
Gamer lifestyle, right?
yeah, kind of.
I love my kitties. They're like so warm and fuzzy. It's like we always work together.
I'd like to drink like Diet Pepsi or something less sugary once in a while, before, well, like more often than I do actually. But my dad keeps getting me Mountain Dew, even though I've asked him to get me stuff that's different from the store, like mango juice or something like that.
Yeah, that's the way.
But he just keeps defaulting to getting Mountain
To
Dew.
the presets, it's a man thing. It's like, this is what I have in my mind as what you drink. You could actually trace it with waiters too. Sometimes waiters come over and they're like, so what kind of dressing would you like for your salad? Like, do you want ranch or Italian, or like ranch or balsamic vinegar? You tell them you want balsamic vinegar, they bring you ranch. That's because they have decided that this is what you want.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Or it's like, do you want fries or mashed potatoes? You say that you want fries, they bring you mashed potatoes. Because they see you and they're like, nope, you don't fit the mashed potatoes type. Like you don't fit the fries type. We're gonna bring you mashed potatoes. So it's like, it's one of those things.
Yeah.
It just keeps on happening. Okay, so the challenge in life is to breach entropy and provide freshness. So the genius of freshness is to bring something to the world that no one ever has seen before. So, and for you, you do have imagination, but you also have a strong mind. So for yourself, it's figuring out how to get out of being either depressive or reactive to the urge of escapism, and figure out how to turn that energy into a creative flow and bring something absolutely beautiful into this world, and something fresh that people will enjoy. So it looks like even though your vocation here is management, you're going to be management eventually. When it comes to freedom, you're creating it. You're creating the culture of freedom, and this is how you start. You're going to be experimenting until you find your particular craft that is going to bring that beauty into this world and will help people unlock their minds.
You're painting me as a real leader right here.
Well, for yourself, you're living this life for you. So your responsibility is to not awaken the humankind, is to not particularly leave an impact, is to actually more or less enjoy and convey that information to other people and work with them. Because that freedom and victimization, line one, that's an entrepreneur line. You are meant to be entrepreneur in the service of yourself.
Yeah, I've always considered myself to be pretty entrepreneurial.
Yeah, so you do have that gift of being an entrepreneur, and I actually don't. Like, I need a system. I need a system of people to protect me, because I'm 6'3". I'm here to be the teacher, and because I'm here to be the teacher, I'm unprotected. I need somebody to cover my ass so I can actually teach.
Mhm.
For yourself, you're here to experience things on your own, to become an entrepreneur, to earn that money, to live the life for yourself in order to enjoy. And it's to convey that information to the real leaders and impactors that have possibly more resources than you do, because you don't have that much interest in truly transforming this planet or this humanity. You just want to be happy on your own.
Mhm.
And there's nothing shameful in that. It's completely respectful. I just came back from Seattle, where apparently every single one of my friends is, you know, the egotistical jinky type, where it's like, oh, you guys live your life for you. I don't. That sucks. You know? When you have that thing in your head that you're here to serve humanity, it's like it drags on and like drags down the rest of the world.
I do want to like change the world for the better.
Better
But
than you found it, yeah.
Yeah, better than I found it. But like, I don't know what for. I don't know if it's for myself or for the rest of the world as a whole. Like, I just want to
Yeah.
make things better.
Well, because you have this freedom key here, you want the humanity to be free.
Ah.
And it's still like, it's through line one, it's through entrepreneur. You're going to tell them, you're going to show them how to be free. However, it's like at some point in time, you might come to the breaking point when you're going to realize it's like, okay, I'm just going to let the pros handle everything else. I'm just going to live my life for me. At some point, you're probably going to cash out.
Yeah, probably.
That's all. That's all it really means. For myself, I'm going to be teaching until the day I die. So it's like, I had to accept that. That's been pushed on me since I was fucking born. But, you know, it's like some choices we don't have. You do. You choose you, and you experience this for you, and it's perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm.
So for radiance, when people see you, if they don't know you, they think that you are a person with whom they can argue and have a discord with. They just experience you, as a threat. They see you as somebody whom either can attack them or whom they can attack on their own. When they get to know you, however, they realize that you're intelligent and you're discerning and that you're capable of empathy. And that's when the real work kind of begins. That's when they realize it's like, okay, this person can help me change the world. They can help me have an impact. So because you are supposed to be an entrepreneur and you are here to experience things, you may be providing the raw materials or the key component of something to the impactors to help them run the companies. You may be even providing the management piece or guidance piece or coaching piece, because you do have, I saw guidance. Yeah, guidance is your purpose. You may be providing guidance to people who live to serve. And essentially, guidance is right there.
You're pointing at it. Oh,
yeah,
right here, virtue. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So for you, it's essentially you are going to influence the world through other people. Your entrepreneurial skills are going to be there for you to build your business and help you eventually cash out. However, the impact that you're going to do, it's going to happen through the works of other people. It's just you'll be providing guidance and solutions. When people see you at first, also, they may think of you as being permissive, having no boundaries, and it could be an invitation to take advantage of you. And at the same time, If you are in your reactive nature, they can see you as somebody who is narrow-minded and defensive.
Yeah, I've gotten both of those.
Mm-hmm. So with the gene keys, we have the reactive nature and we have repressive nature. And the repressive nature is when the channel of energy is blocked and it needs to be unlocked. The reactive nature is when the channel is very strong and it's almost being aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
So it depends on whether you are on offense or defense. That's when it comes in. So for yourself, you need to find that sweet spot between being permissive and between being narrow-minded, and that's when discernment comes in.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
I'm like visualizing all these things and comparing them to scenarios that I've been in real life and finding them painfully accurate.
yeah. Like the first time I saw my gene keys, I was like, "Fuck, I'm gonna have to lose the weight." It was like my first thing. I have that dissatisfaction, and that one is a hard one because you always have to bring yourself down to the present moment, and who likes to live in the present?
Yeah, I'm actually pretty healthy. I just found out I got my blood test results back, and I'm
Nice.
pretty good, almost like across the board. The one thing that I see being a problem on it is like my A1C is like 8.5 and it should be under 7, but like that's not terrible.
Oh, that's pre-diabetic, right?
That is diabetic.
That is that. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you
I'm the
told me that
type
before.
that like takes the pills, and
Mhm.
diabetes starts at 6.5 about.
So I've already asked you this. Are you a blood type O or A?
O positive.
O positive. So gatherer blood type. Got it. And caffeine disturbs you though, right?
I mean, not really. I drink it all the time in my
Okay.
sodas.
Gatherer blood type. I think gatherer blood types are prone to cancer. Let me look it up.
Well, I don't have cancer right now, so.
No, you don't need it. So with gatherer blood type, your diet should be more of the paleo.
Paleo.
Did I send this to you before?
I think you did the natal chart
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, you
Oh
gave me
no, I gave you the natal chart. I didn't give you the gatherer genotype.
You might have.
Algorithmic mindset, early adopter of new revolutionary ideas. Let me check. We have Simbi here, right? This is Simbi?
Yeah.
No, I sent you Gene Key 37.
Oh.
I did not send you the chart. So let's see. Weaknesses to watch out for. Gatherers are unsuccessful crash dieters with a strong tendency to store calories as fat. Appetite regulation can be a problem. Elevated estrogen sensitivity can stimulate hormonal cancers. Accumulation of damaging chemicals in tissue, which can lead to diabetes, high blood pressure, and Alzheimer's disease. Health risk is Alzheimer's disease, depression, high blood pressure, insulin resistance, and diabetes, low thyroid activity, obesity, and reproductive cancers. So it's like that's what it shows here. So phenomenal capacity and for prolonged and concentrated brain work, algorithmic mindset, natural born problem solver, early adopter of new and revolutionary ideas, sweet nature with tendency towards emotional highs and lows, exercise challenged. Superstar gatherers, Oprah Winfrey, Orson Welles, Marilyn Monroe, Elvis Presley. Slogan.
Oh my god, I love all of that.
Yeah, because they're like you. So strengths to count on, terrific mental endurance, highly motivated, fertility, male and female, potential to age well. Slogan, whoever dies with the most wins.
Dang. I mean,
It's genetics.
what? Oh, okay.
So yeah, for you need to be eating meat, lamb 3 to 5 times weekly, poultry 2 to 5 times weekly, seafood at least 4 times a day. So for you, it's the paleo diet. It's the meat eater diet. And
I'm
then,
down with that. I love meat.
Yeah, and you can digest it very well.
I've actually been losing weight that I've noticed.
That's always good. I need to start losing mine because I'm moving to Seattle soon. I'm going to be meeting new people. I need to get back in shape. So this book is like going to be my guiding angel.
Yeah, I've started doing things like push-ups and sit-ups now that I've cleaned the room and have room on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Push-ups, sit-ups, squats, that kind of thing.
I need to start doing that. I'm going to get my boxing gloves and just start punching the wall.
You could just shadow box.
It's not that fun. I need impact.
I wouldn't do it against a wall. I'd get like a punching bag.
Well, the punching bags, like we don't have a place to put it in here, and it's just an extra expense before I move. So yeah. For cheeses, you can only.
You said cheese was bad.
So for cheese, you can only eat the tasteless cheeses: cottage cheese, farmer cheese, paneer cheese, ricotta. So like the ones that nobody likes, the ones with no flavor.
I actually like those.
Oh, you do? That's good. Yeah. That's really good because many people just get disturbed by them. I can actually send you these foods if you would like me to.
Yes, please do that.
Yes. And for carbohydrates, you need to avoid wheat. Wheat is the number one thing on the list.
That sucks because that's like my favorite type of bread.
Yeah. That's the way it goes. Let's see. Do they recommend any other bread?
Well, I do like whole grain actually.
Yeah, no, not whole grain, no spelt, like no wheat at all. That's what would actually activate your genes. You can have quinoa, you can have rice, basmati rice, you can have oatmeal, millet. Millet is actually something you can bake with. It's a gluten-free flour. Oh, esne and mana bread. But I think you need to look at the specialty stores for them. And artichoke flour pasta and barley. So it's like your carbs are very limited, but you have to eat them 2 to 3 times a day. Like for myself, I have to eat beans like 1 cup a day, and that's something that I don't do. So usually we all have something that's like right there.
Rice.
Yeah. It's like you change one thing and everything falls into place.
Oh yeah, that's basically my whole life. Like one thing changes and it derails me entirely.
Yeah, I had one thing happen and it derailed pretty much everything in my life. And it was last week.
Ooh, that's terrible.
Oh, I asked for it. It's just I went and I took the plant medicine. I had the ego death. I was stuck in hell. I was stuck in heaven. It was awesome. But I came out of it. I was like, well, shit, this reality is not what I thought it was. I'm going to have to take some responsibility and create better. But it's one of those things. Okay, so with division, virtue, and guidance, so you are meant to leave an impact when it comes to your life's purpose. So you are going to be serving people. How you're living life for you. You're going to be serving people, and you're going to be serving people. It's the level 3 leaders. So we have somebody who is a leader of themselves. That's level 1 leader. Level 2 leader is the ones who are working with other people. Level 3 leaders are the ones that are inspiring people to be leaders themselves. And then number 4 level of leader is creating the leaders that will lead others. So your job, your purpose in life is to work with the level 3 and level 4 leaders, is to inspire people to lead others.
So I'm level 4 or?
Level 3, level 4, yes, you'll have, so in order to get there, so first is the self-mastery. You need to learn how to lead yourself, then you need to learn how to lead others.
Yeah, I remember one of my old teachers had some sort of board thing, and it said something about a bad teacher, no, not a bad teacher, a good teacher explains, a great teacher teaches or something, and then
the best teacher shows and a great teacher embodies.
The good teacher shows, the great teacher explains and the greatest teacher inspires. I think it was something like that.
Ah, okay. Yeah, inspires.
There's,
So in our world is embodies. You have to embody the lessons first in order to transverse them to other people.
right.
Because how can you teach something if you've never experienced it on your own?
Mm-hmm.
That's what separates coaches and mentors.
Yes.
Oh God, that guy is so cute. Okay, so the division. The repressive nature of division is to stay hidden. So these people carry the genetic imprinting for recognition as leaders, but remain hidden. So it creates the pressure within them to become a leader. And when they don't, they become full of resentment and they become bitter. Considering also that within your human design, you need an invitation. If you don't get an invitation, you are going to become bitter, which is why you have to figure out how to invite yourself to the party. The second division of that gene key is dictatorial. If you're going to go into repressive mode, you might start telling people what to do without the basis of why they need to do it. So without first earning respect.
Mm-hmm.
So for you, in order to become that level 3, level 4 leader that will provide the guidance to other people and inspire them to impact the world, first of all, you're going to have to figure out how to unhide yourself, how to stop hiding, how to embrace that part of yourself that is a leader, and how to not push it too much so that you become dictatorial. Remember that the real power comes from inspiring people, for sure,
Mm-hmm.
and embodying the lessons. So in order to do that, which is why you have to experience them first.
Right.
You experience them first.
I've never really been a fan of the do as I say, not as I do mentality.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
You don't want to be a hypocrite. And I completely understand that. That's like one of my biggest pet peeves. It's like I have a person who is a relationship coach and he's never been in a long-term relationship. And it's like, how? Like, tell me. It's like my 5-year relationship is falling apart. How can you help me if you've never been there? Like,
Yeah.
So it's definitely about that. It's do as I do, say as I say, follow the leader, and become the leader. And leaders, they just have higher standards for themselves and for others. Their level of tolerance is a lot higher. Like they're very sensitive to what they don't tolerate. Their standards are so high that it's like, in order to even get their attention, you have to try.
I'm kind of like that with like grammar and spelling.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
grammar Nazi.
Yeah, I physically, like, I just can't with some people because they type like the word you as the letter U, or like you are as your, and I can't. No.
Yeah. We have those things in Russian as well. We have like so many memes about it. It's like the Russian ones piss me off even more. It's like, come on. But there are some that I don't get. But like with English, it's like, I came to this country as an immigrant. Learn a fucking language. You live here. Right? It's like when I was studying English in college, we did have people who were born in this country and they ended up taking English 74, not 101. And they ended up failing English 74 because they didn't have a desire to learn.
Mm-hmm.
My teacher was pissed. Okay, Let's see. You tend to attract people into your life who are also experiencers, just like yourself, who seek to find different things to do, different things to try out, and they do it through playfulness and sometimes through promiscuity. And in the low end of it, that shadow manifests as dominance. So they can be either timid, so they bow their heads to authority, or they can be pompous and arrogant, trying to boast about the authority. So, and it depends where you are in your life right now, according to the 4 spheres. So what happens is that once you start having more days where you are oriented where you go, when you are producing some sort of art, when you're bringing in something every day that hasn't been done before, when you are becoming more discerning, and when you start guiding other people instead of trying to dominate them or get them divided. Once you start doing that, you're going to start attracting people who are all about synergy. We're all about creating a community and being in communion with other people. So it is this fractal energy of goodwill that has the real power, not profitability itself. So it's basically being in the energy where everything is in a flow, everything has a purpose. And because it has a purpose, money is going to come, success is going to come, whatever it looks like. Fame is going to come if it's needed. It's going to show up. It's about figuring out how to get out of those shadows, how to not be dislocated, how to not be in entropy, how to not like get the discord going, and how to not be divided within yourself and dividing others. It's figuring out how to get above that.
Yeah, I've always wondered how to like bring people together, and I'm trying to do that now in a way with like making a community on YouTube and like on my blog and such like that.
So when you're branding, you're selling yourself.
Right.
So when it comes to selling yourself, you need to be really clear about who you are. How you become clear, you find your values. You find what you hold dear and you whore them out. That's the only way. It's like on my Facebook, I know that when people come in, they're not only seeking my knowledge, they're not only seeking my values, they know that I am idealistic as fuck and I will pursue my ideas, and that's why they tune in. It's like, I'm the kind of person, it's like, if I can see that I can transform your life, I'm just going to be here waiting until you wake the hell up. Some people don't like me for that. But it's okay. It's like, I know how I can help you. As soon as you give me the permission, I'll help you. Because that's what I'm here to do. So it's the same thing for you.
Yeah, I'm kind of like that, honestly.
Yeah, you know what you're here to do. So for you, it's figuring out where your values are. What are you presenting? Because people are going to be watching you. Which part of you are you presenting to humanity as something to be inspired by?
Yeah, on all of my platforms, I'm like LGBTQ plus friendly to the max, and I'm abundantly clear about that.
Mm-hmm. And that's the way we want. And you are one of those rare people, because having that gene key of victimization, we don't have enough of you within that community. Because I have seen so many people just go in their victim mentality, and then they use the LGBTQ as a cover. It's like, you are oppressing me. And so instead of figuring out that it's like, hey, maybe it's the way that I'm viewing the world, they choose to blame. And the same thing happens with politics division, same thing happens with racial division, same thing happens with immigration things. It's just people tend to choose victimization because it's easier to blame somebody than to show responsibility and come into your own strength. It's like, it's easier for us to wake up in the morning if we know that somebody's going to wake us up, so that we can blame them if they don't. Because if you're responsible for your own alarm and you don't wake up, that's on you. And people don't like to feel guilty. People don't like to feel wrong.
I've always been the type to get up to my own alarm.
Yeah. So it's like, you have that within you. You have that strength where it's like, I would rather be in power. I'm not giving you this power right now. You're not going to make me your victim. And it's a beautiful mindset to work with, and it's definitely needed, and it will be sought out. You may not be sought out right away, because people who live in the victim mentality, they would rather demonize you. Your right tribe will come in and they will click.
That like alarm example like resonates with me perfectly, personally, because I was always the one who got myself up and got to school after I hit like the age of knowing that I have to go to school.
Mm-hmm.
Like once I hit that, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna do it myself. No one's really woken me up for school since like 5th grade, but my little brother and sister were not the same way. My dad has to wake up my brother for school every day still.
And you see the blame.
Yeah, like I don't understand it. I just don't. Mm-hmm. It's like, if I can do it, you can do it. So like, what?
It's that survival. Let's see. So I'm gonna share
Like I
screen.
understand like oversleeping once in a while. I understand needing some extra time to get up in the morning. I
Yeah.
understand some of that, but like you can do it yourself. I don't know.
So this here, this is your survival strategies, and we discussed it last week. I basically told you it's like you don't understand the people who are all in victim and in survival. It's like it's not the mode you go to. You go to other modes. You go to the mode of love. You go to the mode of choice. You go to the mode of free will. You go to the mode of I know myself.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very different.
I remember you said that 37 comes up a lot.
Yes, and 37 is your tenderness equaling weakness. So this is what you're supposed to be doing for work. You're going to be helping people break through their weakness towards equality and reach the tenderness. This is what you're going to be doing to make the money in this world.
Good to know.
So you're going to start it off as means to become free as an entrepreneur. Eventually you'll get some people in the line. You'll be managing those people, helping them get out of weakness to equality. And then again, through freedom.
I've always liked management type duties.
Yeah. And now you'll unify them at the end. You'll probably be doing retreats that are very experience-based. I don't know, like climbing walls, going to the bounce house together with your employees, some team building activities that require action.
Oh, I love team building stuff.
Yeah, you're definitely going to be doing that in the future.
For some reason, I can't trust fall because I have like a fear of falling. But like that's legitimate though, because I have hydrocephalus, in which like if I get hit in the head or take a blow to the head too hard, that's a surgery essentially.
Oh, wow.
So like I have like a reason for that.
Yeah, for sure.
So
your relationships are always going to be based on how much you can impact, and your intelligence, everything that you take in, is going to be based on how much you can impact or how much impact you can bring to other people. And same as your work is going to be management. You're going to be concerned about how much you can impact other people and how much you can actually divulge to the world. It's always going to be that kind of underlying theme. Your concern is to figure out how you can serve others so that the world can get better.
mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see that. Like recently, someone very close to me in my life, I talked them into following their dreams of going to culinary school.
Nice.
Because they want to like cook for the world and make everyone happy through their delicious cooking, and it's good stuff. Like
I love that.
mm-hmm.
I want to do that too. I just never had the time. Okay, so your intelligence, you tend to be accepting things when you don't have to. So when you become offended by somebody's remarks when it comes to your intellect, you start feeling constricted.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay, especially the acceptance thing.
Yeah. And then you get out of constriction and you turn into acceptance. So this nature of acceptance and constriction, if somebody offends you on intellectual level, you start distancing yourself, becoming very cold. And being cold for a very practical mind, it's like, I don't like you, I'm just not going to talk to you.
Pretty much, yeah.
You can, let's see, Shadow 25 teaches us something profound about the nature of ignorance. So it's about repression. So you start ignoring wherever the hell they said. It's like, nope, I'm not seeing it, it's not there. So it's either you become cold and try to distance yourself from the person, or you just kind of block it off altogether. It's like, nope, not for me, not happening.
Yeah, I kind of do both of those.
Mm-hmm. So essentially it's figuring out how to turn it into acceptance. So you have to relax these layers deep inside of you so that you can feel the flow of love once more moving within your being. To be alive in a physical body can be experienced as an ultimate constriction, especially if your reality is rooted in fear. So it's about getting out of fear, and it's about embodying the fact that no matter what happens, you are the child of the universe, you're still here to serve, and whatever is coming through your mind is going to come in just enough to create the impact in the right way that it's supposed to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So within the relationships, we're going back to the dislocation. So within the relationships, whenever you start feeling things heating up, and like if you get angry, you start showing disrespect. Other than that, you are completely respectful. You know exactly where the relationship is going, and you know how to unify people. However, when you feel offended within the relationships, it's again, you either get lost or you get regimented. So either you start trying to structure the relationship so that it doesn't hurt so much, or you just become lost as to what the hell am I supposed to do here? And you can turn completely disrespectful. And it's again, it's based in fear and it's based in confusion. The number one way to get out of this is to ask yourself, how can I see the situation through love?
That's good advice.
How can I love another person? How are they showing me love right now? Because everybody has their own twisted way of showing love.
Mm-hmm.
It's like my mother called me fat for 10 years because she wanted me to be happy. She wanted me to lose weight. She didn't realize that she's going to create a complex. But she was doing it out of love. And it took me like a decade to actually confront her and talk to her about it. And she told me that it's like, I'm sorry that it hurt you. I only meant to help you.
Mm-hmm.
Because she loved me. So when it comes to relationships, people tend to create the blueprint of, like I told you before, a blueprint of what makes you happy. And when you don't follow the blueprint, they are trying to get you there through manipulation and through ways that you might not like or perceive as appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay. People are going to do what people are going to do.
Mm-hmm. Amen.
Oh, yeah. So social quorum, you are going to create your own community. And it's going to be a community that you like to surround yourself people who like belonging together, who consider being friendly, who consider building a community and kinship with each other. So it's going to be for life, or it's also going to, that community will provide you a lot of opportunities for networking. So when it comes to people, you tend to bring together people who are aspiring to you, people who inspire you to do things. However, when they're stuck in their shadow, they're either unambitious and they don't want to do anything, or they become greedy and they just get obsessed about accumulating material possessions. But
Yeah, I know those type.
Yeah, as a community, it's about stepping forward and figuring out. So let's see, the flow of prosperity is directly proportional to the flow of energy that at all levels within your life, beginning with your own body. And then greed is an energy that will compromise its own integrity in a flash to get what it wants. And this is a downfall. So we're gonna have people who are all about belonging together, about kinship, about building community. At the same time, they are going to be opportunists and they will not be afraid to compromise their integrity to get what they want. And man, this is tying into your pearl so vividly. So what brings you together, like what brings your entire chart together, is actually figuring out how to work with people who are around you. We'll get to that in a second. So for your vocation, for your job, is helping people get out of weakness, getting them to see their strength, getting them to become equal, to see them as they are. So it's about showing them love, and it's about showing them the way to themselves, showing them the way to radical acceptance of their own body, mind, and spirit.
Mm-hmm.
and emotions will follow.
That's me 110%. I'm the
Mhm.
ultimate teamwork makes the dream work type
Mhm.
person.
Yeah, you have a lot of that within your chart. So for this vocation, it's helping people getting out of being over sentimental, and it's helping people get out of being cruel and showing them exactly what is the product of those actions to the world, and showing them that within the balance they can find equality.
Hmm.
So it's like this person is not better than me; they're just different. This
Yeah, I've
person
always
is
had that
not,
mindset.
yeah. You always had that discernment within you, and that discernment is within your radiance. It's right there. I feel like you may have already broke through a couple of these gene keys, and that's a really good thing.
Possibly. I've been doing a lot of soul searching
Mm-hmm.
this year. Like, I've been taking antidepressants and like medications to like sort of make myself right because
Mm-hmm.
I suffered from depression a lot, and like I feel like a whole new person. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like I'm changing, I'm growing, like this is my glow up time right now. I
Yeah.
feel better basically. I'm just letting go of all the old stuff because like this is my time now. This is me.
So have you so one of the reasons why I wanted to send you the Change Your Genetic Destiny book is because within that, um, once you adapt your diet, you may not need to have any more antidepressants. You might actually get your body balanced with the hormones that is within it, so you don't have to do it again. Okay, I got the Explorer diet here.
I
I'm
thought I
trying
was a
to.
gatherer.
Yeah, this is an Explorer, and you're a gatherer. I'm just trying to see if I've already had it. If
Well,
I already had it done. Because I usually have it. That's type 4 Explorer. Got it. Okay, I'll have to snip the gatherer. Because I already have like packages to send out for like hunter, teacher, and explorer, but you are a gatherer. I don't think I have those diet lists on my
well, I
computer
mean,
yet.
if the antidepressants are working, I don't really want to change that and risk like derailing myself because
Well,
as
it's
I
true.
said before, it only takes one thing. So I'd rather if it's not broken to not try to fix it.
Yeah, yeah. So it's just what I'm suggesting is that once you try the diet, you might find your body chemistry just balance itself out.
Yeah, I can see that working. I just don't want to like come off of something that's already working,
Mm-hmm.
especially like that.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
losing weight on the diet I have actually now, as I've mentioned. Actually, on my birthday, my pants fell down in front
Nice.
of my dad.
Aw.
So he got a good view of the moon that night. So
Hmm.
just a
Well,
little funny story.
but it was about the time of a full moon, wasn't it?
I love full moons actually. I've
Oh,
always
they're
loved like
amazing.
wolves and that kind of like spiritual stuff that happens on a full moon, like moon phase, different moon phases. I like how they interact with
Yeah.
the world and
Let me
planetary motion.
check. This one is gonna be, I think, early June, right?
Yeah, June's coming up.
June 5th. I'm actually thinking about doing a full moon party in my group.
Oh,
Doing like an event and inviting people in for a Zoom call because I know one of the people that used to do that.
cool. I love parties.
Mm-hmm. Might as well, right? Since
Yeah.
we're probably all going to be quarantined until July.
Yeah, I think it's necessary though.
Yeah, it is. But at the same time, it's like I know in Russia right now they're testing for antibodies so they can open up the country.
I think the US is testing for that too, but
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure. I don't really like the current president, and I typically stay out of politics because it has to do
Yeah.
with him.
Oh gosh, politics has gotten so horrible over the past 4 years.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like I did not vote in that election, and then I felt sorry that I didn't vote. But at the same time, it's like I didn't want to vote for anybody. It's like your vote only counted if you were voting for the two primary candidates, because the other
Actually,
bunches, they don't vote. They don't.
that's not true, actually. If
Really?
they get at least 10% of the vote, then in the next election, they actually get money to go towards their campaign. So all the votes count no matter who the party is.
Okay.
I'm personally doing green this year.
Maybe I'm gonna go ahead and vote for the other guys then, because I was just like, I don't want to vote. It's like I felt dirty just by thinking about voting that year.
Well, yeah, spread the word about what it really is, because the more
Yeah.
people that do that, the higher chance they are to actually get it. And like the more people we get to do this, we could actually break the cycle
Oh
of
yeah.
just having two major parties.
Yes. It's ridiculous. Yeah, in Russia we still have a communist party. It's still there. Like after all the years.
Yeah, but I think it would be at least slightly better than capitalism.
Yes. No.
I'm more of a socialist.
Socialism will work. Communism will not.
Yeah, I'm more of
Communism
a
turns into oppression. So it's like China. They all say that it's a communist country now. It's an oppressed country. They don't have a
yes, it
choice.
really is.
They herd them like cattle, and it's kind of sad.
It really is. And people often say that United States is a democracy, but it is not. It's a
No.
that's why they call it the Republic of the United States of America.
Yeah.
It's just
There you go.
advertised as a democracy to make it look all shiny to the people who are trying to immigrate into the country, to have it look like this great thing that it's actually not.
Yeah, that's exactly how it is. So yeah, the culture that you'll be creating is you'll be showing people how to get out of victimization and into freedom. You're going to be an entrepreneur, and that's going to be your slogan. It's like, I need you to get out of your own way, embrace who you are, and work from there. And as I said, you're going to be managing them later on, and you'll be doing the 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 retreats for your employees, the team building retreats that will unify them. So it's like showing them how to get out of dislocation to orientation and unity. The thing that brings it all together, it's the gene key 22 right in the middle. It's called the pearl. So the pearl, the purpose of it, if you start focusing on it, you are, okay, where is it? If you start focusing on the pearl, you're going to raise up your awareness and all of your energy channels of your entire chart. So it's figuring out how to find a balance between being proper and inappropriate, and raise yourself into the graciousness. So you will need to look for opportunities that will come up, and you'll need to learn how to be diplomatic within the scope of it. So when it comes to pearl of graciousness dishonor, it basically tells me that when somebody offends you, you are not above dishonor. You can be inappropriate, and you can take your opportunity to be inappropriate with that person. So for you, it's about finding how to get out of your head, find out why the situation has you react, or why that situation has you confused or hurt or frustrated, and figure out how to turn it into graciousness. So finding the balance between being proper and inappropriate, finding the balance between being bold, brusque, and actually like well communicated. So diplomacy. Within this point in life, you just need to start learning diplomacy, and you will start seeing things like dislocation, division, entropy, and discord. They're going to start disappearing as soon as you start learning the skills of that diplomacy that are coming out of the heart. Diplomacy through love, not diplomacy through oppression or through dishonor. So it's diplomacy through love. If that makes sense.
Right.
So do you have any more questions about the gene keys?
I don't think so right now.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Yeah.
send you this file. I think I already downloaded it. It's going to give you some information about your 4 gene keys, which is your genius, and it's gonna give you a couple of things in here as well. So see, I unlock my prosperity for the gift of freedom. I undermine my prosperity for the shadow of victimization. I thrive best as an entrepreneur.
Yeah, I've always felt like I was an entrepreneurial type. Like I'm a
Yeah,
trailblazer.
yeah, and I think I told you that before that you're a pioneer.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
you did. In
yeah.
the unfortunate thing that didn't record.
Yeah, this
Good thing
one
I
is
see.
recording.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I see it right here in the top little blinking light.
Yeah, finally. Something's going right within this planet.
Hmm. Yeah, and then I'm gonna. You can send the recording over to me, and I can put it on YouTube, which I can then embed into into my website for my review thing.
Yeah, sounds good. Perfect. Okay, I'm
Mhm.
gonna stop the share. I'm gonna start recording and we can go from there if you don't have any more questions, right?
Yeah, you explained it really well.
Thank you.
Yeah, you do a
I
good job teaching.
I love my gene keys and thank you for that. Yes, I really hope that I'm gonna be a better teacher than I am a student because